Welcome to Pre-Licensure Skills Orientation. In this presentation, we're going to take a look at what are the pre-licensure skills, how do they work, what's the timeline for the December 2021 session, how do you get started, and how will you get help. The pre-licensure skills are going to be used across the pre-licensure program in each of the clinical skills courses, and they'll be used to address this list of course objectives, which you'll find in your courses and in the program guide. In this December session, for fundamentals and for pharmacology, these are the clinical skills that are going to be covered. So as you can read here, these are organized for sepsis, vital signs, health assessment, safety, hygiene, skin wound care, activity, nutrition, urinary elimination, and oxygenation. For pharmacology, those skills will be medications, bowel elimination, and fluid. How they work is you're going to be using the Oculus Quest 2 virtual reality headset, which is a standalone headset that does not require connection to a computer and has hand controllers. And you're going to be entering into a clinical scenario, a clinical scene. So you'll be working with the patient firsthand as if you were actually in the room with the patient. And you're going to be working in two modes. You're going to be working in a guided mode and an expert mode. The guided mode has hints and additional information that help you work through the procedure, and you can do it as many times as you like in the guided mode. In the expert mode, you indicate your competency by completing the procedure without those hints and extra guide information. The reason that you're working in VR, in immersive learning, is because there's a significant database of research already that validates that students acquire skills faster, with greater accuracy, and retain the skills longer when those skills have been learned through immersive learning. So in short, the reason that you're doing these skills in immersive learning is because you're going to remember these procedures longer. And it gives you an opportunity as well for other types of access that you normally wouldn't have. So you're going to be able to practice these skills that would normally require a clinical setting in your home, and you can access them anytime, anywhere, and you can do them as often as you want, and there is no cost to you in terms of consumable lab supplies. You'll have feedback that will be provided in the application as well as in our web dashboard, and you'll be able to use that to track your progress, as well as your faculty will be able to use that to track your progress. Along the way, you'll be supported by the team at Insight VR if there are any difficulties in working through any of these procedures in clinical skills. In addition to the clinical skills, you're going to be doing a simulation in each course. So that simulation is a case scenario where you're going to work through the nursing process of going into the room and using the electronic medical record to access information. So you're going to review the patient history, you're going to assess the patient, you'll have communications with the patient about their specific issues that they're dealing with that you're going to be working through procedures on. You're going to administer medications, review labs and diagnostics, monitor progress, performing clinical skills as required, recording notes, and updating the whiteboard in the room. An interesting feature of these scenarios is that you're going to be working with a patient that you talk to and talks back to you. So this is an artificially intelligent patient. What this simulation is going to be providing you in terms of assessment of your work, of your learning outcomes, is your accuracy in reviewing the data that's in the electronic medical record, the accuracy and quality of the conversation that you have with the patient, the accuracy of administering medications, completing the clinical skill, keeping the whiteboard updated, and overall accuracy of the nursing sequence. Again, just like the clinical skills, you can repeat this simulation as often as you like. In this December session, there are some important timelines to have in mind. So on the 8th of December, you're going to receive a link from your faculty member you're going to use to log into the class, your VR class, on the clinicimmersives.com system. So this is not in your online course. This is actually logging into the dashboard on the Clinic Immersives system. When you're all logged in, then you're going to be able to use the pre-licensure skills, and you're going to start by completing the basics tutorial. So the very first thing that you need to do is you need to complete the VR basics tutorial before you start working on any skills labs. And it's important that that tutorial, as you go through it, because you can repeat it as often as you like, make sure that you're comfortable with each of the controls that you're learning to use in that system, because that basics tutorial is going to take you through how to perform each of the procedures that you need to be able to do in VR in order to complete these skills. Once you've completed the VR basics tutorial, then you're going to be able to start working on the VR clinical skills. So those will be the individual skills, whether those are in fundamentals or in pharmacology. The actual simulation, the case scenario, becomes available to you in this session on the 19th of January. In order to access that simulation, you need to complete all of the skills, the clinical skills, in the expert mode before you'll be able to access that. So you need to make sure that you're taking advantage of that time between the December 8th and January 19th to work through all of those skills and complete them in the expert mode. And you'll be able to tell by looking in the dashboard what skills you have completed and what you have left to work on, as well as your faculty member will be able to. So again, you will not be able to access any of the information that you need in order to use pre-licensure skills on your Quest until before December 8th. So you'll be seeing some links here that you could click on, and if you were to try to access it before that, you're going to get an error. So that's the date when this opens. So let's take a look at how you get started. This is going to be a 5-step process. So you're going to receive and set up your Oculus Quest 2. You're going to log into your class in the Clinic Immersive system. You're going to download and install the Prelicensure Skills app on your Oculus Quest 2. Then you're going to pair your Oculus Quest 2 headset with your profile on the Clinic Immersive system, which is going to take the license information that's been provided for your profile on the Clinic Immersive system, and it's going to activate that for your particular install of pre-licensure skills on your Quest 2 headset. Then you'll start using it. So again, we have a 5-step process: set up, log in, install, pair, and use. In order to set up your Quest, you need to have a Facebook account. The only reason you have to have a Facebook account is because Facebook owns Oculus, and that's the single sign-on technology that they use to control accounts. You do not have to use Facebook in any way as part of your course, as part of using Clinic Immersives, as part of using pre-licensure skills. The only thing that you need to have is you need to have a Facebook account email so that you'll be able to set up your Quest. So what you're going to see is that you're going to use your phone, whether it's Android or Apple, and you're going to download the app for your phone, and then you're going to use that to set up your Quest. So the only reason that you need your phone to use your Quest is for this setup. So you're going to follow the procedures that once you launch that app on your phone. So you'll download that application from either Google Play or from iTunes, and then you're going to follow the procedures step by step, and it's going to walk you through how to set up your Quest. And it's been a pretty straightforward process. We don't see difficulties with students setting up their Quest too often. So if you do have a difficulty in setting up your Quest on your phone. Then we have a link here for a tutorial video that we suggest that you might take a look at that is a little bit more detailed in terms of how to go about the process of setting up your Quest than the tutorial on the phone, so that may assist you. So again, in order to set up your Quest, you'll receive it, you'll unbox it, you'll charge it, you'll see all of these instructions when you open it up, and you're going to need a Facebook account. If you already have a Facebook account, do not create a second account. So if you're thinking, I don't want to mix my family account with this and I want to have a separate account, don't do that. Because one of the things that happens is Facebook has some algorithms, security algorithms, that may create a problem for you. So use the Facebook account that you have if you already have one. If not, create one, and we only need that for the email. And then follow the tutorial on your phone. It'll tell you step by step what to do to set up your Quest. Once you have your Quest set up, you will not need to use your phone in order to use it any longer. Your Quest will use your Wi-Fi in your house or classroom or wherever you're using it. You'll connect by Wi-Fi with your Quest. It's a standalone headset. It doesn't need to have your phone to work, and it also does not need to have a computer. After you have your Quest set up, I strongly recommend that you spend some time becoming familiar with the Quest. So there are a number of free applications that you can download from the Quest store on Oculus. You don't have to spend money to do that. And becoming familiar with how the Quest works, how the menus work, how the controllers work, what the buttons do on the controller, on each controller, the time that you spend doing that will pay you back for sure when you actually start using these for your course. Okay, so there's step one, setup. Next, log in. So reading these 9 steps and listening to me talk about them is going to seem much more complicated than it is. But we wanted to make sure that you had a slide that shows you these are the steps one at a time that will happen when you log in. So the first thing that's going to happen is your faculty member is going to send an email to everybody in the class. And that email is going to have a class link. You'll click on that link and it's going to bring you back to the Clinic Immersive system, and it's going to ask you to create a profile. You'll create a new profile, and then once you've done that, you're going to receive a verification from the system that you did that. After you receive that verification, then you're going to return to the system to click on a sign up button for your class. So you click on that link and launch it and click the sign up button. What will happen then is that the faculty member is going to receive a notification that you are pending being joined to the class, as well as you're going to receive a confirmation email that tells you that you're pending. Your faculty member will join you to the class, and once that happens, you're going to receive another email that tells you you're enrolled in the class. So now you're all set, you're ready to go. You can follow the installation guide that's on the support page, and you can install pre-licensure skills on your Quest. If you don't complete these first 7 steps before you actually install pre-licensure skills, you won't be able to launch it because it won't have a license assigned to your account. So the reason that we have you go through this login process is to make sure that you're in the right class and that we're assigning the license to the right person, and then you're going to have that license assigned to you, and you'll be able to then launch pre-licensure skills and access that and start using it. So we're going to set up, and then we're going to log in. Following the instructions on the installation guide, you're going to go to this website that's linked here, which is from the Oculus App Store, and it's going to open up this page that you see in the upper right hand corner in your web browser. And you'll need to log in with your Oculus account if you're not logged in. Typically, most people just log in and stay logged in on that page. So you'll log in the upper right hand corner if needed. And what will happen is you're going to see when this page pops up that there's a button that says free, a blue button, which is highlighted here in a green rectangle with a little arrow. When you click on that free button, that's going to tell your Quest, your library of applications in apps, that you now have downloaded the pre-licensure skills. So in the universal menu, we're looking down here in the lower right. So this is, we have our Quest headset on. We're looking at the universal menu, the far right hand button with the matrix, the grid of 9 dots. That's for apps, and you click on that apps button and it will show you your apps, and you'll see typically in the upper left hand corner for newest apps, in the upper left hand corner you'll have pre-licensure skills, and when you click on it, it will ask you if you want to install it, and you'll tell it yes. So to install it, you'll be clicking on this link that we're providing for you from the App Lab right here, and you'll click on that and launch it. You'll need to be logged in to your Oculus account using your Oculus Facebook email address in the upper right hand corner of that page. It will prompt you to do that if it wants you to, and then you click on the free button and that will install. So we've done setup, login, and install. Now to pair. So in your Quest, after you've installed, you're going to launch pre-licensure skills, and you're going to arrive in the lobby. You won't see any patient or medical equipment. You're just going to be in a room with some curtains around you, and it's going to give you a code, and you're going to use that code, this 5-digit code, and you're going to pair your headset with the Clinic Immersives account that you created. So this code that you see on the left hand side here, this is just an example. The code is different every time you do it for every person. So you're going to see that code, those 5 digits. You're going to remember those, write them down, whatever you need to do. And then you're going to, on the Clinic Immersives website, you're going to, in the upper right-hand corner, click on your name, and that's going to give you a pop-up menu, and there will be a button there that says Pair Headset. Click on Pair Headset, and when you do, you'll see there's the area where you can enter in the 5 digits. So you put that 5-digit code in there. You don't have to hit submit or anything. Just put it in one at a time, and then it will recognize it, and then it will tell you that you are paired. So now your headset and your installation of pre-licensure skills is paired with your license that belongs to you on the Clinic Immersives system. So then you're ready to go. You have done the setup of your headset, you've logged into the system, you've done the install, you've paired your headset, so now you're ready to use pre-licensure skills. So in order to use pre-licensure skills, especially the first few pre-licensure skills that you're going to work through, you have to start with the tutorial. Then there's going to be a tutorial video that's going to be on the support page. So as you can see here, the support page says Clinic Immersives /support /pre-licensure. That's the page that you go to, and the videos will be there. Watch the tutorial video for each clinical skill before you start using it. That's a very strong recommendation. You'll find that these tutorials demonstrate for you in the guided mode, step by step, how to complete the clinical skill. If you get halfway through the clinical skill and you get stuck, you're having difficulty, you can always leave the application by using the Oculus button to quit the application like you would in any application on the Oculus. And then you can go back to watching the clinical skill in the web browser on the support page and make sure that you understand what that procedure is asking you to do. That'll be a big help for you. So one of the things that we recommend strongly is that you want to work through each clinical skill multiple times in the guided mode before you try Expert. Because in Expert, you'll have less information to cue you if there were any points in the procedure that were unfamiliar to you. And you can do that as often as you want, and it's not a race, so there's no benefit in doing them quickly. Take your time. At the end of the day, it's more beneficial for you the more often you do them. So literally more is more. The more often you do them in both the guided and the expert modes, the longer you'll retain that learning after the fact. So when you start using the pre-licensure skills, give yourself some time per session to do those. In the beginning, it may take you a few minutes to do each skill. They may take you a little bit longer in the beginning, and work through those clinical skills. Starting with the tutorial, make sure that you know how to use all the controls for the clinical skills. So complete the tutorial. You can go back and repeat that anytime that you want. In review, there are going to be 5 things that you're going to do to get started. You're going to receive and set up your Quest. Then you're going to log into your class in the Clinic Immersive System. Then you're going to download and install the app onto your Quest. Then you're going to pair your Quest headset with your profile on Clinic Immersives, and then you're going to start using them. If you need help, then the first thing that we would ask you to do is to go back to the videos that pertain to the step where you're having difficulty and see if the videos help. If they don't, then we ask you as a first step to send us an email, support@insightvr.com. Send us an email and please indicate in the email anything that you can tell us that will help us understand where you are in the process and what the problem is. So if you send us a first email and it says, I need help, then we don't have anything to go on. So we have to start asking questions of you just to understand where are you in the process and what difficulty are you having. If you send us an email with more details, like I have my Quest set up and I have I'm logged into the system and I'm downloaded, but I'm having difficulty pairing my headset, for example. Then we know exactly where you are in the process. So the first question that we ask of you by email will be more helpful than us having to try to extract more information to find out exactly what the problem is. So we'll be doing this by email. Please don't ask us to call you, because one of the things that you'll understand as you spend more time doing this is that working by phone is not beneficial for anybody in this instance. We can't see what you're doing. You can't show us what you're doing over the phone with the headset. We're always better off working by email because we can share information with you that will help you to solve your problem on your end, because that's going to be the most beneficial. If there's some catastrophic problem that we're not able to solve, which has not happened yet, but if it were, then what we would do is we would arrange a Zoom web meeting. And then we would synchronize, we'd find a time when we could get together by Zoom and we'd help you work through that problem. So then typically our offices for support are in California and in Portugal. So typically we have a pretty long support day. Here in the US, Eastern Time, if you were to send us an email sometime between 8 in the morning and 8 in the evening, somewhere in there, then you would get a response back within the hour. Over the weekend, it might be a little bit longer, but typically not too much. So email has been something that's worked well for students in the past, and we ask you to start there with us. So again, we're going to ask you to go through those 5 steps in getting started: set up, log in, install, pair, and use. And if you have any difficulties along the way, then please send us an email at support@insightvr.com and we'll help you work through those.